What I tell my students all the time is, your clients are going to come to you with a problem. They're going to have a question. And sometimes they don't even know the answer to that question. It's just a question. You know, I think my spouse is running around on somebody, or I think somebody's stealing something from my company, or there's this question they want answered. It's our job to answer those questions. You will find throughout this program, because I kind of serve as your advisor of it, you'll see how serious we take this stuff, because people come to us with their intense problems. Now, you might think, I would never hire a private investigator in my life. You're right, because maybe that's just kind of how you live your life. But there's people in there that will come to you that have personal issues, and they need your help. Your job is to be that sane voice to help them navigate through those waters. How do you do that? By getting them information that they need, helping them through their hard times. Because most of the time when clients come to you, they're not coming to you because things are going great. They're coming to you because there's an issue, and they need help with that issue. Your job is to, as I've always said, is when they leave you, better than when they came to you. Now, how we do it is we kind of break it down into kind of two components. One component is, if you want to go get your own license, you want to go out and practice on your own, and you want to do your own thing. That's one way we teach you. The other way we teach you is if you want to go work for somebody else. What I recommend, and what you'll hear me throughout the program talk about, is you can either work for somebody or work with somebody. If you have your own license, you can work with somebody. Okay, so you're working with another private investigator together. Well, what's the difference? Well, the difference is when you work for somebody, that means that person is assuming all liability of you. If you're working with somebody, what happens? You're sharing the liability. So if you have your own license, you can get with a company and go, I want to work with you. They're going to go, great, because we can share the liability together. I can tell you from my experience, there's no saturation whatsoever, because there's always business out there. And we talk about the niche, finding your own niche, and where do you go for that business, that niche. I don't see any saturation of the market, because people come and go from this business a lot more than they would a lot of other industries. Most businesses fail within the first year. You've heard that, first year or two. So within those first 2 years, most businesses fail. We prepare you to keep going on from that. So people come and go from this industry all day long. So saturation, I have yet to see the saturation of it, because my students have business. We teach you how to go out and find that business. We teach you the business side of it. You're going to have a class that talks about that. We go into the business side and stuff like that. So I just don't see it. I've had a lot of former police officers that have been in this business that were peace officers. Now, to get information, it's easy. They just show a badge. It doesn't work that way for us. You actually have to be charming. You actually have to be nice. You have to get information. You have to, communicate with people. So if you have trouble communicating with people, that might be a problem. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean you can't get in the industry. You just need to have somebody there who can do that. Like for me personally, I'm a very blunt person. I say what I think sometimes, because I teach for a living, so I say what I think, and sometimes it kind of throws people off a little bit. But I've had investigators who work for me who are a little more, when they talk, talk and write, they're a little more flowery. People like the kind of the honeymoon phase and stuff like that. I'm more, so I have people that work for me that complement that. We teach about that. We teach about even other people other PIs you work with, that you network with at conferences. Because it could be, I don't necessarily speak Spanish, but there might be, when I'm talking to somebody who is Hispanic, it's kind of like maybe they want to talk in their native tongue. I can't do that, but somebody else can. And that kind of makes them feel comfortable, so we get the maximum amount of information out of those people because of the way they're communicating. So it's things like that. So for me, it's been open-mindedness is really about, and being able to talk with people and kind of love what you do. If you do all that stuff, you'll be fine. Have I had people in the program like that didn't fall in that category? Absolutely. And they're not practicing. Not because of me, because of the situation. So, because sometimes life just gets in the way, it gets difficult.